just some of the big plays. Again, a lot of things we need to clean up. You know, big pass, TD pass to Jared Wayne, Pickett to Addison, 47 yards, big TD run, Pickett, you know, scrambling versus man coverage, and then another big TD pass from Pickett to Gavin Barth all the way down the sideline. Defensively, sometimes you forget all the things that happened in this game, but you know, Patricia's interception again, you know, fourth and goal stopped by Servassier Dennis, and Devin Davis was outstanding on that one. Another fourth down stop, you know, Judson, Highlander, fumble recovery, Morgan and Hill. You know, if we get a block, we get to the end zone. And some big sacks. I mean, Cam Wright had 2 big-time sacks, and Bengali came in and got a sack. And then when you look at Sam Scarp with 4 field goals, outstanding. 2 tackles inside the 20. I'll throw those out there, you know, because there was one that we didn't tackle anybody on. You know, talk about consistency. And then, you know, Chris Tadula putting that ball down inside the 5-yard line, you know, an opportunity where, you know, we hope we got points, but we decided to punt it. And when you do that, you hope to make some yards like that. So a lot of good things, a lot of things to clean up. I mean, we're not a perfect football team by any means. I'm not a perfect coach. You know, we still always have stuff to work on, and you know, we got a big challenge this weekend. But before getting to that, I want to clarify some words. I know EJ told me after the game when I was in the airplane that my comments after the game, you know, took a little traction about Carson Van Lin, who was a super kid, could be a nicer kid in the world, always smiling, but you know, want to apologize to him just, you know, for what I said, and again, didn't mean to make anybody feel bad or any harm to him. But, you know, I would say this in the coaching profession: it's intent versus impact. Okay, my intent was not to make him feel bad, or you know, he didn't do anything I wouldn't do, but I just, you know, called it out. I should have said a word, so that's my fault. But the impact, you know, sometimes you hurt people's feelings, or you know, you get, you know, people all up in arms. So I just want to address that before we move to Duke. Duke, you know, Coach Brown, great football coach. You know, really, you know, scored a ton of points as of late. You know, so long ago, he's their offensive coordinator. Jay Bateman, defense coordinator. I mean, you look at Thursday night, guys. You got 2 explosive offenses that are going to be in Heinz Field. And you know, you got 2 top 10 offenses that, you know, with 2, you know, unbelievable quarterbacks. With you know, everybody's got a slew of receivers. Their Downs kid and our Jordan Addison kid. I mean, those are going to be 2 matchups. I mean, I can't imagine people come from everywhere. You know, I heard there's going to be 36 scouts going to be at the game. You know, obviously watching both ball clubs, so it's going to be a battle at Heinz. And you know, I would say it's going to come down to Bateman and Bates. And you know, Jay Bateman is their defense coordinator, and obviously Randy Bates is ours. So it's going to come down to who's going to play better defense on that day. So we got to step up and you know, up to that challenge, because there's going to be two explosive offenses going at it. So, questions?
What went into Blake playing the left guard?
He always plays guard.
I mean, starting and playing the whole game.
You know, he was our lineman of the week, I might add. And again, we just kind of, Marcus Minor will be ready to go this week, I can promise you that. And he could have gone last week. We had him there, emergency only. So again, if I didn't answer your question, you know, you might think that Marcus maybe missed bed check or something, which he didn't. Okay, Marcus, you know, guys like, you know, take a you know, bus full of Marcus Minor. So you know, just a little bit sore, and it's like, you know, we're okay. And again, you know, you look at, you give Blake Zbovic to start, and he went the distance. You know, Gabe Hoy went down a little bit. It's like, hey, Marcus, get ready to go. You might not have the day off yet, but so we're able to get him fresh, and he'll be ready to roll. And it's a good thing. Good strategy by Coach Warren.
You had a lot of guys off their feet in the second half, didn't you?
Not as much as you'd like.
I saw a lot of guys in the normal play.
Yeah, we were trying to purposely keep our guys fresh. I told you, you know, we're going to get, I think I told you, we're going to get PJ O'Brien in there early. And then, you know, then you find out, hey, how's he going to react? That's what we need to find out. Our kids did a good job rebounding, and there's some things that happen like that you know, you want to find out what happens, how guys react. And he came back, and you know, he blew that off, so he's got a short memory, and made some other good plays. So I mean, we did that at every position, just trying to get some guys to play, and you know, wasn't taking them lightly by any means. But you know, feel like we got some pretty good guys that you know. And again, I felt bad the week before we're playing Eric Hallett and Brandon Hill. You know, every snap. I mean, there wasn't another safety that had played in the game. I'm like, you can't keep doing that. We're gonna hurt ourselves, like we did against BC a couple, 2 years ago. So, or 2 seasons, season ago. So, that's kind of where we are there. So we're trying to get guys playing reps, but they got to earn the practice as well.
Yeah, you guys use all this a few times, so getting right on that edge, is confidence level you have, what makes it good,
Matt's a intense kid. He's got a lot of enthusiasm. He's fired up. I mean, he loved to go out there. He played a lot of football, and he missed one little thing inside. He laughs about it now. Kind of a down block, different front. They actually messed the front up, so it was an unusual front. And he missed his block. It wasn't on the goal line, and coming out there. But he's just he's a competitor. I mean, that's what he is. He loves to play the game of football. He's athletic. He's tough, and he's smart. And again, like I say, he loves the game. You just love to coach again a bunch of those guys for sure.
Some of them say now this year, how different the quarterback is from the guys.
Obviously we didn't play him a year ago, and he's been great for 2 years. He's, I'll tell you the thing you notice out of him is he looks like he's 235. He runs like a tailback. I mean, he is scrambling, and they got, what you didn't see out in the last 2 years is his ability not only to scramble, but now they've got designated quarterback runs. Okay, so we prepared real hard for all the draws, and they're going to run a lot of quarterback draw against us. Not as much, counter power with him, but who knows? We've seen enough of that this year with other, athletic quarterbacks. But one thing I noticed about him, just the way he's drop back and then running quarterback draws and scrambling and making plays with his feet. I mean, that's something that I did not see in the past that he has added to his game.
How much more difficult does it make for your linebackers and guys in coverage to deal with a quarterback like that in the pro?
Oh, it's a big deal. You're trying to cover downs, and you put too many guys, you put too many people in coverage. You got a problem. It's hard to rush 3 against this guy because he'll take off going like Kenny did last weekend. And it can be deadly. So you got to cover them. They're going to keep you honest. They're going to keep you honest with all the RPOs, and they're going to keep you honest with pass and draw. I mean, that's kind of their run, draw, action, pass stuff.
Have you seen a better quarterback this year?
I'll tell you after the game. But I'll go back and say that Van Dyke is going to be that guy's really, really good. Going back, and Hooker's had a heck of a year. I think Heupel's done a great job coaching him. And again, I love the kid from Western Michigan. And I know he hasn't done well against everybody else, or the record doesn't. But that guy was on fire against us. And like I said, people are going to come in and always play the better game against us at that level. And we certainly got his best game. But Sam Howell's a great quarterback. Ty Chandler, their tailback, is a stud. I haven't mentioned him yet. I mean, that guy transferred from Tennessee as well. But he is athletic. Man, he makes a lot of plays. He's jumping, hurdling people. He's a real deal. So we got Downs, Sam to worry about, and then obviously a tailback that's really athletic. Maybe the best tailback we've seen of the year.
You guys have stumbled out of the gates the last 2 weeks, being down in the first quarter. And what have you, when you look back, what have you attributed to the issues that have started and how you guys have had to adjust to them? And how important is it to not do that this week?
It's important, but we got to go out and play ball. I mean, the other guys are on scholarship. The other guys have game plans. You can watch tape all week, like we have, and all day Sunday, and you can watch tape. But they have different stuff they do, and you got to adjust to it and go, okay, they're doing this. There's set plays up off the plays and formations and all that. So the stuff you practice and you take that away, all of a sudden you take that away, they got that. So there's all those things, but you end up running out of them. How many can you put in? And how many new things can you put in a short week? I mean, there's not a whole lot we're putting in. We're going to try to keep it simple, because we can't, we don't have the time to add a ton of offense, a ton of defense. We're going to do what we do, try to do it better than they do, and then we've got to react, and we've got to make adjustments on the sideline. That's what you do as a coach. I mean, it's not, if we don't make any adjustments, offensively or defensively, and we come in offensively at halftime going, hey, these are the plays we need to get called in the third quarter, and you do the same thing on defense. Like, what are they doing? What do we need to do? But we do it every series defensively. Coach Partridge and Coach Collins and Coach Manlock are down on the sideline getting information from the press box. I mean, I would love to put a microphone in that huddle one day just so you can see what happened there. It's like, it's impressive.
How was their passing offense different without Daz?
Downs is like Jordan Addison. It's like we're defending the guy we see practice every day. This guy is a special football player. probably one of the reasons there's 36 scouts gonna be here this week, GMs and all the rest of them, but, he's a young kid that's, just electric. He can, you know, slow and all of a sudden, boom, like he shot out of a cannon, he'll put you to sleep and then go. But, you know, Daz was awesome too. I mean, they've had 2 slot receivers, and 2 years ago, Mark Hamlin goes down in cover 2 with a PI, if you recall. We're up by 13, 14 points, whatever it was. He gets ejected, which was crazy, okay? We won't get into that one. But then, you know, Stalker goes in, and all of a sudden, you know, Daz went to work. They attacked it, you know, the weaknesses. So Eric and their secondary have their hands full with all the receivers. They make plays.
And you told us about a month ago about two philosophies: you can attack or contain. I believe the words.
Attack, kill mode, kill or capture.
How do you weigh the risk and reward with a guy like Allen in place that week?
I think you got to go get them. You know, I mean, you got to go get them, and then, you know, if you miss, then the next window players got to go get them. But that, you know, you have to. If you don't go get him, he'll sit in the pocket all day, you know, and pick you apart because he can make every throw on the field. You got to go get him. There's no other choice. And I'm not talking go get him with 10 guys. I'm talking, you know, when you're in 4-man pressure, we're not going to sit there and say contain him, keep him in the pocket, let's squeeze it, and see if we can get him in there, you know. But you got to go. You got to go, and then we have secondary contain players, you know, in every defense. It's going to happen. We've had guys do that. You know, the thing we got to do is the designated runs, the draws and stuff are the biggest concern because he can go, and people bounce off of him. I mean, he's a load.
Pat, you guys had Rodney, I think, had 16 carries. Izzy had 10. Vince had, I think, 4. I saw in the depth chart for this week, it's still the same. You know, Izzy and Vince starters. Is Rodney close to getting one of those oars? And have you guys thought about, was this past week an indication of maybe a switch in how you guys have kind of used your running backs?
Yeah, we haven't had that conversation. We're just trying to get a game plan together in a short. I told EJ to put an oar, so I'll blame him. You know, all those guys are oar. EJ, come on, man.
You gotta bring it, coach. I'm sorry.
But you know, Rodney's a good player. Vince is a great player. Izzy's a great. We got 3 good ones back there, and it's all based on how they're going. You know how yeah, everybody's got a different motor on game day. If a guy just takes off and it's like, oh, that guy's playing out of his mind, let's keep feeding him. And Izzy was playing good. Rodney was going in there, liked the way he was running, and so we're just, you know, play it by ear and keep playing the hot guy.
It seems like Rodney's taken on that closer role, but he's the guy you lean on when you're trying to ice the game in the fourth quarter. What allows him to be so good in that role?
He's just a good tailback. I don't care if it's closer or not. Again, we could have put Izzy in there, okay, because he does the same thing. You know, we feel great with him doing it too, but it's like, you know, we got a game here in 5 days. You know, it's cool in here. You know, this guy's good too. So it's just good. You know, it's not like he's the closing tailback. You know, really feel like all 3 of them can, but you know, the bigger backs are harder. You know, a little harder runners. And Vince is so good in protection and catching the ball in the backfield and all that stuff. So they all have different things they do well.
You mentioned 36 scouts now. Do you think that impacts the way that potential draft prospects play the game for better or for worse?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I think, you know, I don't mention it to the kids. I say that to you guys, but you know, they know people are watching. Okay? And then the other thing is this thing called the eye in the sky. It's called a camera. They got the camera. You know, but I think it's interesting for some of those guys to come to games and watch and say, you know, just see it live. I mean, we go to games, we want to see a guy play live. I can watch the videotape, you know, that high school videotape, but you know, when you get to see him up close and watch him compete, and just you know, when the camera turns away, you don't see all the in-between stuff. You don't see how he's acting on the sideline. So there's all those, you know, I mean, scouts are looking. They want to know, after the series over, is the quarterback talking to the receivers? Is he, you know, looking up in his stands, you know, signing autographs? What's he doing? And they want to see all that. Who is he? Not only as a football player, but as a person. And everything's on display. You know, people are at the game, whether it's, you know, ESPN people, GMs, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, the microscope is on all of our kids.
You were watching the kicking competition in camp. You envisioned it to turn out the way it did, and Miss Sam down there with the film seemed each week.
It's birthday boy, but you know, he's just you know, what's he done to keep it, and is he putting it through the upright? You know, is it pretty all the time? No, you kind of look and you go, huh? goes through those two uprights. I don't care how it gets there. I'm proud of the way he's played. You know, he's been money on game day. He's just calm and cool, and that's what you need at that position. You know, he's been really good. He's only going to keep getting better. He's a young kid, and you know, I've been impressed. No, but I didn't see it. You know, you don't know what's going to go like. We're always going to play the best players. You know, he's a guy who's walk on here, and he beat out a guy on scholarship. It doesn't matter. And I think it's a good message for all our kids. I don't care, you know, who the starter is. It's just we're going to play the best player, the guy that we trust on game day to go out and do it. And it comes down to, you know, do you do it? It's not about, hey, you're on scholarship, so I got to play this guy. It doesn't matter. I think that's one thing. It does show a lot of kids that.
Pat, I know you guys got a short week, and it was right after a you know, big game traveling. But did you get any chance to Sunday to watch Jimmy Morrissey get his first start?
Are you kidding me? No, I did not at all. Zero. You know, I might catch a little of that Steeler game tonight. I can tell you that. Monday Night Football in Pittsburgh, but no, it was the worst Sunday ever. Just so you know, like a miserable Sunday. This is not fun. And our coaches are, you know, after today we've caught up. But we, you know, we practiced twice already, so we're on the same page. You know, tomorrow's perfect Thursday. It's only Tuesday, just so we're on the same page. So it's, you know, our kids have done a great job. They've been mature, and you know, we got a strategy that we're using, and we hope it works out for Thursday. I think we got a better plan than we had back in 2015 when we played one of these Saturday, Thursday night games, and you know, so we'll see how that goes.
The better plan, what's the better plan?
I can't tell you, Jerry. Secrets.
Since you mentioned about Sundays being practice being miserable, it was like a Tuesday practice. Were you able to be just as intense on Sunday, day after game, as you would have been on a Tuesday?
When you say intense, do you think I come in here yelling and screaming or what?
You know, I'm talking about what, how was it different from the normal Tuesday?
It was different because it was a Sunday and a Tuesday combined. Okay, and you know the thing people don't realize, they think we just go out and play football. You know, put the ball out there, spot it, and let's go. But Sunday, you know, first of all, I like to get to 7:30 mass. I didn't get to mass. Okay, so that's the first bad part of the day because we were in the office before that, and it's just you're trying to close, you know, the chapter on Duke, and at the same time you have to be game planned and ready. I mean, usually for a Tuesday practice, okay, Tuesday practice, we have half the day on Sunday and all day Monday to prepare, okay? And then you wake up Tuesday morning, you got your cards ready to go, offense, defense, special teams, here we go, let's put it together. Sunday, we had to close the book on Dukes, make the corrections on special teams, offense, defense, and then we had to, you know, flip it around and get all on, you know, as coaches, you know, because you weren't spending time on North Carolina before you could. You had to focus on Duke, good Duke football team. So it's just like you're just cramming it in. And you know, last night was a late night because we had practice yesterday after last night 7:30. Okay, you know, game time, and then you got to whip around tomorrow. You know, last night is now get ready for all your Wednesday stuff that we're going to do because we had to have everything planned. So this morning we can go out and do what we need to do. You know, so that's no fun.
Been in some back and forth on offensive games so far this season. You see a score like 58-55 in North Carolina this weekend, and you watch it from the defensive guy. How does 58-55 sit?
That's not good. That's not good. As a defensive guy, you know, that's no fun. They need to slow the tempo down. They need to cut the quarters in half. I don't know, maybe go 12-minute quarters this weekend. Just take it easy on. But you know, 58-55, you know, it's chaos. So you know, it's what we're in, and get two explosive offenses. And again, we had two more explosive offenses this week. I don't know where Wake is. You know, haven't really studied them. I've seen them on tape and know how deadly Hartman is, but I have not. You know, I don't know where they're ranked in the country, but I know we got two top 10 teams this week.
Kind of like 76-61, right?
What's that?
It was kind of like 76-61.
What was that?
The Syracuse game a few years ago.
That one don't count. That was 119 plays.
Sorry, Jim.
No, it's fine. On that, like 58-55, that kind of stuff, knowing that North Carolina can score, is it nice knowing that, hey, got the highest scoring offense in the country, and kind of any decade, this is the way to.
Yeah, it's nice, but I don't want to see that many points put up. I like that, you know, whatever happened to 14-3. You know, I mean, are those days gone, Jerry? I I mean.
This year they are,
They're
yeah.
gone, they're gone everywhere, I mean, you see it all over the country, so, again, we're just focused on being as good as we can be on defense, and that's gonna be key.
Okay. Coach, thank you for your time.